Assalamu alaikum. I'm Cecilia Tasha Muhammad and thank you for watching. Today I want to talk about a silent killer in the black community. It's more so prevalent in the black man more so than it is the black woman. That silent killer is mental health issues such as bipolar, depression, and other mental health issues that go unnoticed and untreated every day, and our silence is killing us. Black people in general suffer silently from the scars of racism in this country. If you look at what black people have been through in this country since being brought here, it's easy to see why our people may have mental health issues. If you look at what happened to us since coming to the shores of America, the brutal and most inhumane treatment of all people, the torture that we've been through and that we're still going through. If you look at the rate of incarceration among our black men, that's happening by design. It's not because our men are all thugs and murderers and killers and drug dealers. It's by design. Black men in America are targeted. They're incarcerated for crime and drugs that this government puts in our communities. If you look at the discrimination and unemployment rate in the country for black men, the fear of being killed by police just walking down the street, walking down the block in a hoodie or coming out of a store is enough to cause black men to have mental health disorders. It's so much harder for a black man to get a good, decent job versus a black woman. That's a fact. Yeah, there are the exceptions, but I'm not talking about the exceptions. I'm talking about the whole. From Trayvon to Mike Brown to Sandra Bland, and countless other black men and women that have been murdered. It's still happening to this very minute. In regards to mental health issues, our silence is killing us because black people don't like to go to the hospital. We have to go to these hospitals where our enemy is treating us. I'm one of those people. I hate going to the hospital. Because those white doctors and nurses, they don't care about us. They don't care. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been a victim of it. They don't care about us. Like Michael Jackson said, they don't care about us. I can't even say that enough. So we don't like going to the hospital. We don't like going to get checked out. And it's for justified reasons. I mean, they experiment on us. They've been experimenting on us ever since we got to this country. The Tuskegee experiment, it wasn't the only experiment. They're experimenting with us today. So we're born in this country out of a legacy of trauma, historical trauma, and to this present day, we still experience that trauma. I'd like to point out that a lot of black people like to use religion as a pacifier for mental health issues. Turning to religion for mental health issues, it can be a problem because the clergy persons are ill-equipped to deal with mental health disorders. Mental health can be misrepresented by religion. Sufferers being told that they're having issues because they're not praying enough, or they're not seeking God enough, they're not giving enough, or they just lack the faith. Some people even tell them to just get over it. These statements can send the sufferer into a downward spiral because importance has not been placed on the individual's mental health status. In turn, help is not sought, and the sufferer continues to suffer. There are signs that a person exhibits when they are suffering from a mental health issue. And these are some of the signs. If you know someone who has these signs, or if you have them yourself, don't be afraid to ask for help. So some of the signs are a disruption in your sleep pattern, loss of interests, feeling hopeless or feeling guilt, decreased energy, decreased concentration, increased or decreased appetite, irritability, restlessness, slow speech and or movement, and suicidal thoughts. There are a few people, brothers in my experience that I've known, that I never asked them straight out, you know, is there something going on mentally? But they exhibited a lot of the signs that I mentioned. And these brothers, they drank and they smoked. And I would hear them say that they do it to calm their mind. And it makes me think that a lot of our brothers who do smoke and drink, it makes me wonder if they do have something going on mentally, and that they do it because it calms their mind. And it's like an outlet. And yeah, it's not the proper outlet, because they should be seeking help. But there's a lot of embarrassment that goes along with seeking help. And that's one of the reasons why I want to bring awareness to mental health issues among Black men. Please, if you want to go and study this some more, if you want to do research yourself, if you know somebody who acts strange sometimes or kind of off, maybe something's going on. Maybe they haven't gotten help. A lot of us are walking around like that, and nobody's talking about it. So if you know somebody, don't make fun of them. Like, don't tell them to get over it. If you are a part of a mosque or a church, a lot of the times the minister will know someone who they can refer you to. There's nothing wrong with seeking a psychiatrist or therapist or other mental health professional to get you on the road to recovery. Don't be afraid to seek help. Don't be afraid to get help. It's okay. Don't tell them to get over it. Because sometimes people actually need help. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in a video, I forget what video it was, but there was a brother, I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, who he took his life. And there were other people who knew about it. There were other people who knew that this brother was suffering. And the thing that just hurt the minister so bad, and he said this, he said, if the people who knew said something, if the people who knew the brother was suffering or had issues going on, if they had said something, then he could have gotten the proper help. The minister said this. The first step to getting help is acknowledging that there is a problem and that help is needed. And it's okay. It's not something that's shameful. Don't think that it's something to be ashamed of, because it's not. There's nothing weak about recognizing a mental health concern. There's nothing weak about getting help if you feel like you may have a mental health issue. I'm Latasha Muhammad. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum, and peace be unto you. If you or someone you know is struggling with a mental health illness, please visit for more information OurselvesBlack.com, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, AfricanAmericanTherapist.com, and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.